Packing up to travel for the holidays, find out which Thanksgiving foods you can and cannot carry on. Plus, they say AI is changing their lives, how a new treatment option for paralysis patients works. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Adrian Arambulo in for Robin Winston. And as we get closer to Thanksgiving, more people are going to be heading to the airports to get to their holiday destinations. The TSA is expecting 30 million people across the country to fly during the Thanksgiving holiday season. The busiest days, Tuesday and Wednesday. The TSA also issued a guide this year on which Thanksgiving foods you can carry on with you and which ones have to be packed. This photo shows you what you can carry on: a boxed apple pie, a package of stuffing, an unopened packet of dried gravy mix, and a can of fried onions, even meats and casseroles. However, if you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, pour it, you have to check it. That includes cranberry sauce, gravy, yams, wine, and syrup. Storms across parts of the nation are threatening Thanksgiving travel plans, and if your destination is anywhere from Chicago to Atlanta to D.C., your flight might be impacted. It is important to check your flight status before you head out the door. Strong winds are having a big impact across Southern California. A tree came down early Tuesday morning, took down a power pole with it along Polk Street in Sylmar. Cleanup crews were on the scene for hours, chopping up the tree and getting it off the road. Now they're working to repair that utility pole. And some of the hardest hit spots from the winds are in the Inland Empire. Several trees came down in this Riverside neighborhood, narrowly missing a home and crushing a parked car. The gusts were also strong enough to topple semi-trucks on the 15 and 60 freeways in Ontario. We also saw wind damage at Disneyland. A light pole blew over on Main Street, injuring 3 people. This photo appears to show someone on the ground receiving help. We've learned that one person who was hurt was taken to the hospital. No word yet on how that person is doing. The other 2 victims were treated at the park. Meteorologist Belinda Leon is here now with a check on how long these winds are going to stick around.
The winds are still with us on Tuesday, but they gradually diminish throughout the day. The temperatures are going to be warmer. We'll have 70s and 80s through the middle of the week, then a cooling trend all the way into the weekend. And the temperatures for Thanksgiving, well, it's going to be mild and it's going to be dry. So here's what's happening. Offshore winds on the west coast are still causing our sunshine and temperatures in the 70s and 80s inland for Tuesday and Wednesday. But by the second half of the week, there's going to be a storm system that's going to move into the Great Basin. This will increase our marine layer late this week into the weekend and knock down our temperatures. Thanksgiving forecast, though, is looking nice. We're looking at some pleasant conditions, mostly sunny, 60s at the coast, 70s inland. It will be a little breezy in the deserts and the mountains. That cooler air will continue all the way into the weekend.
Well, television host Wayne Brady is recovering from a car crash and fight with another driver. TMZ reports that Brady and another driver got into a car crash on PCH in Malibu Sunday night. When they got out to exchange information, that's when things got heated. The other driver took off down PCH but was later arrested for battery, DUI, hit and run. That driver's name has not been released. And the LAPD is looking for 17 people who ran into a Nike store in Watts, stole $12,000 worth of merchandise, and all of it was caught on video. Police say on Sunday the thieves grabbed whatever they could, threw it into blue trash bags. Authorities believe the 4 females and 13 males range in age from 15 to 20 years old. The 10 freeway is open as people get ready to hit the road for Thanksgiving, but after a closure that lasted more than a week, there are still many impacted businesses in the area. On Monday, city leaders gathered to announce an emergency 10 freeway business resource center, and the goal is to connect businesses affected by the closure with aid and services. We spoke with one business owner who's hoping to get back on track.
It's not like the complete good news for us because still the off-ramp Alameda is closed, and this is where we got most of our business.
So the Emergency Business Center is located at 500 South Central Avenue. Governor Newsom and city leaders said that the fire was set on purpose, and they're now looking for the person responsible. And as people start gathering in large groups for the holidays, the White House is making sure that people have access to free COVID tests once again. Officials say the at-home testing program has resumed. Each household can order up to 4 free tests. Anyone interested in a test should log on to covid.gov/tests. California Produce Company is recalling its peaches, plums, and nectarines that may be contaminated with listeria. The CDC has sent out a food safety alert warning consumers about the fruits produced by HMC Farms. The recalled fruits may be linked to an outbreak of listeria. They were sold between May and November of this year. They are sold individually as well as in 2-pound bags marked HMC Farms or Signature Farms. Some doctors are now diagnosing and treating patients through artificial intelligence, and currently there are 2 cutting-edge trials using AI to help patients with paralysis regain movement in their bodies and reclaim their voices. Sean Yancey from NBC Washington has their story.
So open your hand, and then when you feel some pressure in the hand, you'll hopefully then be able to actually feel that sensation.
It's a simple gesture giving hope to Keith Thomas and millions of others with paralysis.
When I feel the sense of touch, it's like, it's unreal. Because I haven't felt that in 3 years now.
That feeling is all thanks to a groundbreaking clinical trial. It's helping Keith slowly regain movement in his arms and hands after a diving accident left him paralyzed from the chest down.
And I went to dive into the pool aggressively as usual. And then I just blacked out. Next thing you know, there was a helicopter on the front lawn.
After 3 years confined to a wheelchair, he's now able to do this.
Okay, you ready? Pull.
This new procedure is called double neural bypass. It was developed by doctors at Northwell Health's Feinstein Institutes for Medical Research in New York using AI technology that connects to tiny computer chips implanted in his brain that can literally read Keith's mind.
This is the first time the brain has been linked directly to spinal cord stimulation and to the body to restore movement and the sense of touch, where the user's thoughts are actually driving that therapy.
The 15-hour surgery was a delicate dance, with Keith actually awake for part of the procedure to give surgeons feedback in real time.
I place it right over one area, and he said, I feel my thumb. I said, what part of your thumb? He said, my thumb tip, the inside of my thumb tip. And I said, oh, we found it, we got it.
Keith's brain is now connected to a computer, so if he thinks of grabbing a bottle, electrical signals are sent to a patch on his neck or arm, bypassing the injured sections of his spine and reconnecting with his brain.
Now I'm thinking about it, I'm seeing my thoughts like happen real time on screen. It just changed my life.
AI isn't just helping patients regain movement. In a separate study published in the journal Nature, researchers from UC San Francisco and UC Berkeley are using artificial intelligence to help a paralyzed mother reclaim her voice.
I think you are wonderful.
Ann Johnson suffered a stroke almost 20 years ago and couldn't move her body or her mouth. Well, now for the first time, she's able to have a conversation with her husband through this digital avatar.
Hey Ann, how's it going?
It is good to see you.
The technology actually decodes Ann's brain signals and turns them into sentences and facial expressions through 250 electrodes that are implanted onto the surface of her brain that's responsible for speech and language. For weeks, Ann helped train the AI algorithms to recognize her brain activity by repeating different words and phrases.
A lot of my inspiration actually comes from seeing patients and feeling frustration that we don't yet have treatments for helping them.
It's absolutely amazing technology there. Wow. All right. Well, Target is trying out a new policy for its self-checkout lanes. Customers can now only use this checkout method if they are buying 10 or fewer items. The company says the cashier-less technology was supposed to speed up the process, but finds that some errors and glitches have bogged down the lines. So far, this policy is just a test as it works to better understand shoppers' preferences. And a beloved Thanksgiving tradition is back in Watts. For decades, Sweet Alice Harris has been giving back to her community. That's her in the yellow right there. Her organization, Parents of Watts, will hand out turkeys and all the Thanksgiving dinner fixings to thousands of families in need all across the South LA area. Alice is 89 now and has been a community organizer in Watts ever since she moved there from Alabama in 1959. NBC4 and Telemundo 52's annual Help for the Hungry campaign is also underway. You can help those in need over the holidays by scanning that QR code right there on the screen, or you can text the number on your screen right there to donate. You can also visit our website, nbcla.com/helpthehungry. In East LA, people lined up around the Eastmont Community Center hoping to get food in time for Thanksgiving. Organizers say this year many are relying on food banks more than ever before. And it could be Jason Momoa's last stand as Aquaman. We're getting a new look at the upcoming sequel, which we will see the King of Atlantis' fatherly instincts kick in.
Hi, baby boy. Talking to the fishies? You and me, son, are different. We're special. We're connected to the land and the sea.
He needs us. We're the end of the bloodline.
No, we're not.
And Duke Jr.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be the last movie set in the current version of the DC movie universe, but only time will tell if this is going to be Momoa's last. He did tease that he might continue in a different role moving forward. The movie is set to hit theaters on December 22nd. And a big effort is underway to help families deck the halls for the holidays. Take a look at this right here. Students at Boys Republic in Chino Hills have been making holiday wreaths for the past 99 years, and this year is no different. They are currently producing more than 30,000 of their Della Robbia-style wreaths. Boys Republic says that making the wreaths helps teach disadvantaged students the value of a hard day's work.
This one really shows them what it's like to put in a full day of work. A lot of our kids do amazing. A lot of our kids get reconvicted about the importance of school because they realize how hard it is to be on your feet and work like this all day long.
The wreath program is one of Boys Republic's largest fundraisers. The money goes to help the youth in the organization. You can buy a wreath and have it shipped to your home for $64.95. You can also get it for a few dollars cheaper if you're willing to go pick it up yourself. And starting this week, Universal Studios gets into the holiday spirit. Holiday lights will be up throughout the park, and the Grinch makes his return. A 40-foot tall Christmas tree will also be set up at City Walk, and restaurants and bars are offering new seasonal food and drinks. The holidays at Universal Studios Hollywood runs from November 24th to January 1st. The theme park and NBC4 are both owned by the same parent corporation, Comcast. Krispy Kreme is celebrating the holiday season and a big anniversary with a special collection of donuts.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar and syrup?
Yes.
Then yes.
Starting this Friday, you can order 4 new elf-inspired donuts at Krispy Kreme. This year, it's the 20th anniversary of the holiday classic. There's the Buddy Snow Globe donut. It's an original glaze covered in blue sugar cookie icing. The Santa Belly donut with cookies and cream filling. The Christmas Lights donut has simple chocolate icing with decorative touches. And the Buddy Makes Breakfast donut. It features cake batter spaghetti, milk chocolate candies, sprinkles, and a maple drizzle, because we all know Buddy could never get enough sugar. You can always get the news, though, and weather updates right here on the NBCLA app and on our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune in to Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. That's where we bring you all of the day's headlines. Thank you once again for watching The Rundown.